Kevin, they have many boy runners. It's just not like super deep. It's like very basic. Whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the Passaic Valley Hornet Marching Band.
The following is a special Wayne Hills Television sports presentation.
Tonight, the 5-1 Patriots of Wayne Hills return to Patriots Stadium to take on the 3-2 Hornets of Passaic Valley. Can the Patriots bounce back from a tough loss at the hands of their crosstown rivals, Wayne Valley, and keep their home playoff dreams alive? Or will the Hornets prevail? Find out now. Wayne Hills, Passaic Valley, next.
Let's go, boys.
Welcome to Patriot Stadium as the 5-1 Patriots take on the 3-2 Hornets of Passaic Valley. I'm Mike Antilli, and I'm once again joined by Brandon Stone, Owen Gaddis, and Jake Goodman. Guys, let's get right into it. So last week, the Patriots suffered a crushing defeat against Wayne Valley. They lost on a last-second field goal block. Jake, what did you see in that game?
Yeah, it was just a heartbreaking loss. Both teams put up a ton of points on the board. It seems like they were scoring on every single drive, and I think Hills is going to be playing with a vengeance tonight.
All right, Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker for Wayne Hills, characterized by second-half offensive struggles. It's hard to win a game when you commit 3 turnovers in the second half of a close, crucial game. That just can't happen.
All right, Owen, what do you think?
I think we came out strong, and we just couldn't stay at the same mentality. Valley must have had some halftime speech to really get their guys moving. It was just unfortunate.
All right, so huge game for Hills today. Home playoff field advantage on the line. So who are your key players for today's game?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a pair of birthday boys. Give me Chase Canning on offense. I think he's going to get more involved tonight, and Troy Demikoff on defense. And I also think Evan Rappaport's going to have a bit of a bounce-back game and get in the end zone.
All right, Brandon, who are your key players?
I want to talk about Ethan Zaharski. He had a tremendous performance last week against Wayne Valley. Multiple touchdowns, a great performance. He's played well every week, but we haven't seen a performance like that since his first game against West Essex, which he scored 4 touchdowns. I think he's going to have a big night tonight.
All right, Owen, who are your key players?
My key player's got to be September Player of the Month for Wayne Hills, David Van Hook. Last week I was talking about all the positions he plays. He's versatile, and he can make big plays for Wayne Hills.
I couldn't agree more. Well, that about wraps it up on the field for pregame. When we return, public address announcer Mr. Mezzi will have today's starters.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now introduce the Wayne Hills starting offensive lineup. The youth teams will run out after the varsity. So let's introduce the starting offense for Wayne Hills. At wide receiver, number 3, David Van Hook, number 3. At wide receiver, number 2, Brayton Beret, number 2. At tight end, number 17, Kyle D. Argenio, number 17. At tackle, number 74, Anthony Cuccinello, number 74. At guards, number 62, Johnny Kraus, number 62. At center, number 72, Vincent Romano, number 72. At guard, number 56, Evan Tybel, number 56. At tackle, number 66, Mohammed Nofal, number 66. At wide receiver, number 11, Cherno St. Paul, number 11. At running back, number 29, Evan Rappaport, number 29. At running back, number 26, Ethan Zakarski, number 26. At quarterback, number 12, Mike Fitzsimmons, number 12. And also at quarterback, number 8, James Wolf, number 8. Let's welcome the rest of the Patriot squad. The Wayne Hills, the Wayne Youth Group. The referees in today's game, Charles Nua, Mike Foley is the umpire, head linesman Tyler Miller, field judge Joe Ray, field judge Dan Jamison, side judge Hamza Abdelhadi, and on the clock Carlo Santanello. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band under the leadership of Annie Pascal.
Welcome back. As we get ready for today's kickoff, we would like to thank our sponsors. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the following: Catalyst Performance and Rehab, Catalyst was created to bridge the gap between rehabilitation and performance training, giving you the most comprehensive approach to your health. Check out our new location in Oakland, New Jersey, Catalyst Loft, offering yoga and pilate group classes, massage therapy, chirotherapy, and rehab. And The Grove, for all your catering and special event needs. Call 973-239-0270. A luxury New Jersey wedding venue for your unique love story. On your biggest day of your life, you'll be focused on each other. We'll be focused on you and only you. And by Alliance Performance, the official performance and recovery sponsor of Wayne Hills football, helping our athletes stay strong, recover fast, and play their best. Alliance Performance, where champions are made. Today, the 5-1 Patriots will take on the 3-2 Hornets, and this is a big game for the Patriots. If they want to secure a home game for the postseason, they will have to get a win here today. So it's going to be a very important game coming off a rough loss at Wayne Valley last week.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne Hills hopefully has a fire lit underneath them, and they're looking to rebound after a game that they had many chances to win and they just surrendered them. Again, 3 second-half turnovers for the Patriots. It was just difficult for them to win. They got the ball down to the 1-yard line, unfortunately, unable to complete the field goal, but they know they could have won that game, and hopefully they take that energy into this one against the Passaic Valley Hornets, who have had a solid year.
Yeah, you know, Wayne Hill's definitely playing with a vengeance tonight after the crushing defeat at Valley last week. You know, I think they're really going to focus on time of possession and not turning over the ball, especially in the second half. And, you know, I think they're going to look to keep the ball on the ground. You know, I don't know their game plan exactly, but I know they really need this one.
Yeah, so Passaic Valley has played some similar opponents to Wayne Hills. They beat Caldwell by 2, which Hills beat by 35. So, you know, it's only one game to look at, but you know, the Patriots are just a team that is just, you know, an absolute juggernaut on offense and defense. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. PV is supposed to have a solid defense along with a solid offense. So it's just going to be, like, interesting to see how both these teams match up against each other. And it looks like the Patriots will receive the first half kickoff from the Hornets.
Yeah, I want to see what this defense does. They still haven't surrendered a point at home this year.
Looks like Cherno St. Paul is back to receive. And we will get this game underway here at Patriot Stadium. Kick, spiraling, and dribbles into the end zone. Now let's take a look at offensive starters for Wayne Hills.
Coyote Argenio, the Tunis Die.
Vincent Romano, Tunis Die Elementary.
Mike Fitzsimmons, Pines Lake Elementary.
Ethan Zakarski, Pines Lake Elementary.
James Wolf, IHM.
David Van Hook, Tunis Die Elementary.
Evan Tybel, Tunis Die Elementary.
Bryn Veray, Clifton Elementary School 8.
Mona Fall, Tunis Die Elementary.
Cherno St. Paul, APT Elementary.
Evan Rappaport, Tunis Die Elementary.
Chase Canning, APT Elementary.
Anthony Cuccinello, Tunis Die Elementary.
Matthew May, the James Fallon Elementary.
Johnny Krause, Pines Lake Elementary.
So here are the Patriots now. 2nd down and 4 coming up. Wolf is alone in the shotgun. Wolf back to pass. Quick out route to St. Paul. And he will pick up the first down and move the chains for the Patriots.
Yeah, Cherno St. Paul with his first catch of the game. That's the kind of plays they need if they want to have an offensive performance like they had these last few weeks. They had their lowest scoring game last week, but they still scored 31 points. And Cherno St. Paul was a big part of that for the Patriots.
So here are the Hills now after the first down pickup. Wolf starting the game. Quick handoff to Zaharski. And he picks up a gain of about 3.
Yeah, so far Zaharski getting a few solid runs in, but nothing backbreaking for Passaic Valley yet. We'll see how they continue to defend that run.
Hills no huddle. Wolf back to pass. Rolling out. under pressure, and he is just going to throw one to the sideline. And it will be an incomplete pass and bring up 3rd and medium for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, Wayne Hills goes no huddle there on offense. But the Passaic Valley defense picked it up pretty well there. They got good pressure on quarterback James Wolf, and they were able to force an incompletion out of bounds.
Yeah, the throw was a little off for DiArgenio along the right sideline, just out of his reach, as now we move to Hills' first 3rd down of the game. They were solid on 3rd down last week. They're looking to have a similar performance.
Yeah, Wolf looked a little unsure where to go with the ball in that last play. But here is 3rd and 7. Wolf back to pass. Quick pass to Battaglia, and he will pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, last week at Wayne Valley, we saw Battaglia getting more targets, especially in the second half. So it looks like he's gonna be more of a vocal point for this offense going forward. And he had a really nice game. In the 3rd and 4th quarter when it really mattered, he had some big receptions and 1st downs, and you see him get one there.
First down run play. Zaharski is bottled up and will pick up a gain of about 2. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Patriots.
Yeah, so far no huge runs for Zaharski, as I mentioned earlier. PV seems to be handling this run pretty well. We'll see how they continue to do so tonight.
Wolf back to pass. Quick check down to Zaharski. And he's going to be quickly wrapped up. A gain of about 3 there. And a 3rd and medium once again coming up for the Patriots.
Yeah, I got to give credit here to this Passaic Valley defense. Wayne Hills is running these no-huddle kind of screen passes to the running backs. And usually we see Ethan Zakarski in open space. He can be very dangerous. But right now Passaic Valley is doing a good job of containing him.
The Patriots using a new-look offense here. Even though they do go with the huddle here. Wolf, back to pass, surveying, quick pass to Veray. Veray has a little bit of room, breaks the tackle, and is brought down after picking up a 1st down and about 10 more yards.
Yeah, they're seeming to go to this short pass a lot tonight. They haven't thrown the ball more than 5 or 6 yards down the field on any play, but Wolf has been solid just getting the out routes, getting the curl routes, and getting the ball down the field. And they're only a few yards away from the red zone here early in this one.
Yeah, that's a really nice 1st down conversion on 3rd and medium for there. Braden Veray was just wide open, and that's just a great awareness by James Wolf to get the ball out quickly to him.
So here's Hills now with great field position. They are at the 30-yard line trying to score first. As Zaharski goes in motion, Wolf back to pass. He's going to throw the screen to Zaharski, who is quickly bottled up, and is going to pick up a gain of about 2 or 3.
Yeah, Zaharski has gotten the ball a lot so far down this first opening drive, but he hasn't been as explosive as he was last week. That could not necessarily be a result of him, more a result of just the plays not being there for him. But so far, PV looks to have an answer to contain him, at least for now.
Yeah, Wayne Hill's playing pretty conservative right now with these short passes. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if they see Cherno St. Paul with a one-on-one matchup if they try to throw it up to him.
Again, they had 3 turnovers in the second half last week. Maybe that could be the reason why they're playing a bit more conservative on offense.
Taglia, a little bit of motion at the line. Wolf fakes the handoff. Quick pass to St. Paul. No one's there. St. Paul into the end zone. And the Wayne Hills Patriots strike first, 6-0.
Yeah, Cherno St. Paul there with a nice one-on-one matchup. He's just an amazing route runner. He's got good speed. And, when you have a player like him, you kind of just have to get him the ball.
I mean, you called it, Jake. Cherno St. Paul. That looked to be a crossing route, and he just found an opening zone. And PV just had no defense behind them. And he was able to just run straight to the end zone without much stopping. And Wayne Hills is on the board early in this one.
So here is Matt May to attempt the extra point and put a bow on this drive for the Patriots. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Patriots strike first, and they lead 7-0 with 8.5 minutes here to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, very nice first drive there from the Hills offense, felt like a very calm, kind of slowish drive. They get 7 points on the board and just really nice start for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, I really like what they did there. Nothing crazy, nothing electric, nothing all the way down the field, but it was a solid drive, and they look like a steady offense, and they control the ball well. They need to do all 3 of those things if they want to win tonight.
So Wayne Hills will kick the ball off to the Hornets, and they will have their first offensive possession of the game. Wayne Hills is known for their fast starts. They really like to jump out of front. They have great first quarters and great first halves. So here's Matt May to give the ball back to the Hornets. This Wayne Hills special team had a rough game last week versus Wayne Valley, and they're looking to redeem themselves here today, as May will kick the ball off, and it's a little bit of a squib down the middle, and Peavy will take it out from the 10, reversing field, has the sideline, and is brought down at the 30-yard line. Now let's take a look at defensive starters for Wayne Hills.
Troy Demikoff, School 16, Clifton.
Colin Murray, James Fallon Elementary.
Sean George, APT Elementary.
Silly Vasilopoulos, APT.
Luke Bacchioni, Tunistai Elementary.
Mona Fall, Tunistai Elementary.
Anthony Perez, Tunistai Elementary.
Evan Tybal, Tunistai Elementary.
David Van Hook, Tunistai Elementary.
Bryn Veray, Clifton Elementary School 8.
Evan Rappaport, Tunistai Elementary.
Anthony Cuccinello, Tunistai Elementary.
So here are the Hornets now, first down and 10 from the 30-yard line. It's a quick handoff on the sweep. He has the sideline, and a huge gain for Passaic Valley.
Yeah, uncharacteristically just sloppy defensive play there for Wayne Hills. There was very little opposition on that play. He just had all the room to run he wanted, and just a 20-yard gain is not how Wayne Hills' defense wants to start this drive.
So here are the Hornets from almost midfield. Benavuti in the backfield. And it's a QB-designed run, and he's going to pick up a gain of about 5 or 6.
Yeah, one thing to note here is Dante Benvenuti looks to be at quarterback here for Passaic Valley. I believe their starting quarterback is a little banged up in this one, so it looks like they're going to be going with Benvenuti today, who is primarily a wide receiver, but it looks like he'll be playing quarterback this week.
Yeah, so the Hornets are off to a quick start offensively. Second and about 6 coming up right now. Benvenuti, the senior quarterback, alone in the backfield. Motion. It's a sweep play to Nick Hulev, who is brought down after a considerable gain, and it's going to bring up about 3rd and 4 for the Hornets.
Yeah, after giving up that big explosive run, the Wayne Hills defense have definitely settled in a bit, giving up only 6 yards in the last 2 runs combined. But now they've really got to settle in and just deliver a great 3rd down and get the ball back and keep the momentum on their side. Last week, their run defense struggled to stop Valley's running back Estevez, who had multiple touchdowns from over 50 yards. They want to prevent another showing of that tonight.
Yeah, Hulev, number 4 for the Hornets, has some shades of Jaden Cabrales in him. He's very quick. Quick pass, and it is dropped by, I believe, Hulev there. And it's going to bring up 4th down for the Hornets, and their punt unit will come onto the field to give the ball back to the Patriots.
Yeah, that was just a miss by Benavuti right there. He had him wide open, but it was a low throw. Unfortunately, he's not able to complete it, but he'll probably make that throw 9 times out of 10. So Wayne Hill's defense caught a break there, and now they'll get the ball back about halfway through this first quarter.
So Zaharski is back to receive the punt. It is a high punt. Zaharski signaling fair catch, and Wayne Hills will be backed up all the way at their own 10-yard line to start their second offensive possession.
Yeah, at first, many people may think, yeah, obviously they're going to punt on 4th and 5 at midfield. Part of me was thinking, with how good Wayne Hill's offense has been, maybe you go for it because it's not like you're in your own territory. You are at midfield and a little past midfield. But, it looks like they have a lot of trust in their punter, and it shows why they're, a great punt, pinning them within their own 10-yard line.
I think it also shows trust in your defense that they're going to be able to stop him. If they felt like they couldn't get enough drives to win this game, they would go for it. But they feel like their defense can help stop this Wayne Hills offense.
So here's Wolf back in at quarterback, and it's a quick pass to Van Hook, who is immediately brought down after a gain of about 3. And that was an interesting move by Hills there. They usually like to switch quarterbacks every possession. They like going Fitzsimmons and then Wolf, but it looks like they're going with Wolf 2 possessions in a row.
Yeah, something else to note. Evan Rappaport is now in the backfield versus Ethan Sarkarski, so it does look like they'll be switching between the running backs, but I think we have to see what's in store for both quarterbacks today.
So 2nd and 8 coming up for Hills. Great punt from the Hornets has backed them all the way to the 12-yard line.
Bit of a mismatch on the bottom right there.
Wolf the handoff to Rappaport, and he is barreling through, and he's going to pick up a gain of about 5 or 6 there.
This is a crucial 3rd down for the Patriots. If not, you have to punt it, and you risk giving Passaic Valley the ball with great field possession. So not failing to convert here would not be good.
There's Wolf back to pass. Fires for Canning, and he is going to pick up the 1st down and a little bit more. Wayne Hills moves the chains.
Yeah, nice play there by Chase Canning, getting open for a very nice catch and getting some yards after the catch. Allows Wayne Hills to get a 1st down. That's just great football there by Chase Canning.
Yeah, we haven't called Canning's name in a few weeks, but he has run those slant routes to perfection this season. He's been great in short yardage situations such as that last one.
So after the 1st down pickup, here's Hills now at the 25-yard line. Wolf and Rappaport back into the backfield. That is Battaglia in motion. The handoff to Rappaport. He shoots upfield. He has some room. He's wide open. He's at the 50, inside the 30. No one's going to catch him. Evan Rappaport, a 75-yard touchdown run, and Wayne Hills extends the lead 13-0.
Yeah, there's just no stopping Evan Rappaport when he's full steam ahead. I mean, the dude is so strong. He's so fast. He's like a gazelle. I mean, when he gets into open field, you could just count it as a touchdown.
Yeah, you typically see him in power run situations, but do not underestimate his speed. He will burn you. And right there, he sprints down the sideline, looking like Usain Bolt out there for the 90-plus, maybe 80-yard touchdown.
What a run by Rappaport, and now here is Matt May to attempt the extra point and make this a 14-0 ball game for the Patriots. May, the kick is up, and it is good, and the Patriots now lead 14-0 with 4.5 minutes to go in this 1st quarter.
Yeah, so it looks like Evan Rappaport is back on track with a huge 75-yard rushing touchdown. The last couple of weeks he's been good. He's been getting some good goal line uses, but we haven't seen him break that huge run. And it's just really great to see him do it there because we all know he's got the capabilities of it. I mean, he's just a very, very skilled running back.
That is a reminder of what Evan Rappaport can be when you don't give enough attention in the backfield, and he burns the defense right there. And Hills takes an early lead. It is 14-0 now and 4:33, and while it's just getting started, Passaic Valley would like to put together a drive here, or else this game really starts to get out of hand, and then it becomes very difficult to come back against the strong Wayne Hills offense and Patriot defense.
So after the great run by Rappaport, the Hornets will get the ball back after they had 2 pretty good considerable gains on their 1st possession, but it was eventually slowed down by the Hills defense at midfield. So it's interesting to see how the Hornets respond after letting up 2 consecutive touchdowns. Here is May to another little low squib. It looks like he's doing that intentionally almost, and Hulev will take it from the 10. And Hulev is wrapped up and brought down just past the 30-yard line.
Yeah, so on that previous drive for Passaic Valley, they got that 20-yard run with Hulev, but then they weren't able to get much out of it. They're hoping to recreate that first play and leave out those other 3 downs. This Patriot defense, meanwhile, has stepped up their game after this first play. This defensive line is one of the best in high school football in northern New Jersey, so we're going to see what they have to offer tonight.
So here is Benavuti and the Hornets here on offense. Pretty good field position at the 32-yard line, but they have a long ways to go if they want to make this game close. Benavuti, another design QB run. He's going to reverse field, and a great play by the Hills defensive line, and he is brought down for a loss of about 2 there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of QB design runs here with Benvenuti, just knowing that, you know, he is primarily a wide receiver, so maybe they're going to lean in the direction of short passes, a lot of QB runs, maybe keeping on the ground. But at the same time, if they are going to go down a couple of scores, they can't really depend on those short runs when they're going to need to put points up on the board in a timely fashion.
Yeah, and he just looked like he never turned on the motor there. He looks like he was looking for a lane, and before he could find one, he was stomped in the backfield.
So here are the Hornets now, 2nd and 12. Q11 motion. Benavuti is going to try the QB run, and once again, it does not work. Wayne Hill's defensive line expects it. 3rd and long coming up for the Hornets.
Yeah, you can't just expect to do QB design runs like every other play because the Wayne Hills D-line, they know what they're doing. This defense is experienced by now, so they're going to have to look for some deeper passes or some new plays that are different than just the quarterback running the ball.
So a deciding play coming up for the Hornets. They do not want to give the ball back to the Patriots so soon. 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. The last thing you want to do is have Hill score again before the end of the first.
Yeah, it is 3rd and long for this Hornets offense.
Benvenuti back to pass. Fires one over the middle. No one is home. Incomplete pass. 4th and 13 for the Hornets.
Yeah, maybe targeting Vincent Berardi right there, but there was no one anywhere in the general area of that football, as Passaic Valley will have to give the ball back after an unproductive drive, to say the least.
So the Hornets will have to punt back to the Patriots. Zaharski is back to receive the punt. And Wayne Hills could potentially do a lot of damage on this next drive, as they already lead 14-0. It's another high punt. And Zaharski's going to let it dribble down to around the 15-yard line. Again, a great punt for the Hornets, backing Wayne Hills up to their own 15.
Yeah, Wayne Hill's offense has played very well on these first 2 drives, and I think they're 2 completely different drives. The first drive is a strong, steady offense that will slowly eat into the yardage and the time possession that eventually scores into a touchdown. The second, which we have seen from Wayne Hills a lot more this season, is a big play like Evan Rappaport touchdown that just goes all the way down the field. So we'll see what kind of offense comes out for the Patriots tonight. As I want to note, James Wolfe is still out there.
Yeah, the Patriots are still utilizing James Wolfe as he fakes the handoff and is back to pass, rolling out, sensing pressure, and he is just going to throw one to the sideline. It's an incomplete pass, looking for D'Argenio there.
Yeah, Mike Fitzsimmons did not play much in that second half against Wayne Valley. You got to wonder if there's something more going on right there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an injury, which I haven't heard about yet. I don't know if Hills is riding the hot hand right now because James Wolfe obviously just had 2 very, very clean and very, very nice touchdown drives there for Hills. So right now it seems like they're just going with the hot hand rather than switching it because, you know, it helps them build more consistency when they have back-to-back scoring drives like this.
Yeah, yes. If I remember correctly, Fitzsimmons went down with a wrist injury, I believe, against Wayne Valley, which he did miss some snaps. But here is Zaharski now, who has a little bit of room. And he's going to be short of that first down marker. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 for the Patriots.
Yeah, Mikey Fitzsimmons did have that wrist injury last week. It looks like he is in uniform this week, though. So I wonder if there's something more to that.
So no huddle again. Trying to run with Zaharski. He may be just short, but they are signaling first down, and he will pick up the first down for the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, even when you stop this Wayne Hills running back duo of Zaharski and Rappaport, they still get enough yardage to get the first down. It is just so hard to stop them behind the line of scrimmage. I don't think I've seen any team this year do that at all successfully.
Here's Wolfe now. Back to pass. Quick fire to Zaharski. He has some room on the sideline.
Yes, something interesting to note is that it almost seems like this Wayne Hills offense is better coming out of the huddle when they do no huddle. It looks like, they've been doing no huddle to kind of pick up the tempo, kind of get the defense off guard. But when they kind of, compose themselves, take their times, and go into huddle, those are the plays we see, those big chunk plays and a lot of first downs here tonight for this Wayne Hills.
Yeah, that looked like a designed slip screen on that last play, and it worked very well, able to get 15 yards on that one.
So here's Wolf and Zaharski in the backfield. Wolf rolling out play action. The pass to Battaglia. He has the sideline. He's going to pick up the first down and a little bit more for the Patriots.
And that change of direction ability of James Wolf is what makes this quarterback so special. He is just able to turn around on the run and fire past to Chris Battaglia. It wasn't a long pass, but he had room to run, and he's able to get the first down. And this shows the consistency that this offensive can provide. And they have provided almost every game this season.
Yeah, it looks like James Wolf and Chris Battaglia have almost built this new connection with each other, and it's looked very strong in the last 2 games for Wayne Hills.
It is a tough task for Passaic Valley to stop this offense, considering just how many options they have.
Wayne Hills driving. There's Battaglia in motion. Wolf, the handoff to Zaharski. Zaharski reversing field, has some room on the sideline. He's too fast. No one's there. Touchdown Patriots. Ethan Zaharski, a huge run, and the Patriots go up 20-0.
So Ethan Zaharski sees Evan Rapport's run. He says, I can have some speed too, man. And he goes all the way down the field for about a 40-yard touchdown. And this Wayne Hills offense is clicking on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, it looks like we got our own version of Sonic and Knuckles here at Patriot Stadium tonight. But yeah, the Passaic Valley defense just looks absolutely lost right now.
So after a huge run for the Patriots, Matt May will come in to attempt the extra point, and Wayne Hills has just been applying the offensive pressure here in this first quarter as they potentially, and they do, they have 21 first quarter points. This Wayne Hills team is very upset after that loss against the Indians last week.
This is a different kind of offense we've seen from Wayne Hills tonight. Not a lot of big, deep throws like we see typically to Cherno St. Paul or David Van Hook, but instead, a lot of running plays, some outside runs, some short passes to Zaharski, some short passes to Rappaport, but Tagley has gotten involved. Overall, this short yardage offense has played amazing tonight. And if this is the offense we're going to see from the rest of the year from Wayne Hills, it's going to be tough for any opponent standing in their way.
And so the Patriots will give the ball back to the Hornets. Not a lot of time for them to work here in the first quarter. Their offense has looked very stagnant. So here is Matt May to give the ball back to the Hornets.
Yeah, this Hornets offense just has to come up with something. Things got to start changing. They got to change quick. It's only the first quarter, but this offense has shown little signs of life so far.
So May, the kick is high, and it is deep, and it will be returned from inside the 10-yard line. That's Benavuti playing quarterback, also returning the kickoff. He's brought down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, it's good to have a mobile quarterback like Benavuti, and they've had him some QB runs, but against this defensive line, these QB runs just aren't working that well.
Yeah, Passaic Valley down 3 scores, and at this point, it's crazy we're saying this. It's only the first quarter, but now every drive does really matter. You know, obviously in a football game, every drive matters to begin with, but especially now, if they can't convert some of these first downs, if they're getting 3 and outs, I mean, it's just looking bleak for them.
Benavuti in the backfield, back to pass. He's going to roll out. He's going to run forward himself. Use a little bit of quickness there, and he is brought down after a gain of about 6 there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Passaic Valley's not very confident in the throwing ability of Benavuti. You already have your quarterback 1 injured, so I don't know if doing this puts him at injury risk as well. I believe he's already has at least 5 carries in this game. So it's really interesting to see what is Passaic Valley going to do here. I mean, they're down 3 scores in only the first quarter, and they have a quarterback who isn't really a quarterback. So they're going to have to find some way to put some points on the board.
So 2nd and 4 coming up for the Hornets. Motion at the line. The handoff to Hulev. Hulev has a huge hole and shoots upfield, and he is brought down just short of midfield. And a huge gain for the Hornets to finish off the first quarter.
So Wade Hill's putting a medium zone defense right there, right? So they only had 3 guys on the line of scrimmage, and PV had 5 offensive linemen plus the tight end to block. So they were completely outmatched on the line in terms of numbers. So that helps explain why Helva was able to get that large run.
Yeah, so with the end of the first quarter, Brandon, what are you looking to see maybe from this PV offense in the second quarter?
I'm looking to see much of anything. I'm looking to see them at least try to throw the ball. It is very, very difficult to win a football game solely on the run game, and they've been trying. Pueblo has 2 good runs so far, and they're probably going to go to him a lot more. And unless this Wayne Hills defense changes something, he's going to continue to get these yardage plays. But with these QB runs are simply not working. If they're going to give the ball to the quarterback, they need to let him sling the ball.
Yeah, so the Hornets have a lot of issues to figure out before they start the second quarter. And it's going to be interesting to see how this Wayne Hills defense, if they're going to keep applying pressure to this offense. So PV will have the ball to start the second quarter at just short of midfield. On the first possession, they got around to midfield, but they had to punt the ball away. So the motion by Hulev, the handoff, Hulev, not a lot of room, and he is brought down for a huge loss. He lost about 5 there, and not the start to the second quarter that the Hornets were looking for there.
Passaic Valley's offense, to be frank, has just been stale and unoriginal so far. They got to try something else because it's not really working against this Wayne Hills off defense. This is one of the top defensive units in northern New Jersey. Simply running the ball and trying to get some yardage that way is not going to work against this defense. Again, they have not allowed any points at home this year. It is already 20-0. If they're going to start throwing the ball, now would be the time to do it.
Yeah, so here are the Hornets now. 2nd and 13 or 14 coming up for them. Hulev motion. They're going to run another QB run with Benvuti, and he is immediately wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And it's a gain of about 4 there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Hornets.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 here, 3rd and long. On the one time he did try to pass it was overthrown. So I perhaps see the hesitation as, oh, never mind, he appears to be coming back in the game. But once again, they're probably in a throwing situation. We're going to see the arm of this kid right here in all likelihood.
So if the Hornets want to stay in this game, they may need a first down pickup here. Here is Benavuti rolling out play action, fires downfield. He's got a man. That's number 2, Noah Redden. That was actually Vincent Berardi there on the catch, and that was one of the few pass plays we've seen downfield that was complete, and the Hornets will pick up a first down, and they are now in enemy territory for the first time tonight.
But Benvenuti looked very good on that throw. I mean, he was on the run, and he was able to sling it with a perfect spiral down the field to his receiver. So we'll see if Passaic Valley's will try to throw it more based off that.
So here's Benvenuti, another QB design run, which goes nowhere. It's going to pick up a gain of about 2 for the Hornets.
Yeah, that play just has not been working tonight for Passaic Valley.
So they really like to go to that QB run, which is understandable when you have a receiver in at quarterback. But he may have just proven on the last drive that, you know, he does have a little bit of an arm there. He can throw the ball a little bit. So you know, it'll be interesting to see if they want to keep using that arm or if they want to keep using the run game with their quarterback. So here is Benvenuti setting motion for Hulev. Fakes the sweep. Benvenuti, quick pass to Berardi, and he is quickly wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be about a gain of 1.
Yeah, Colin Murray is truly an incredible player, and he's able for the big tackle. He completely wrapped him up. That's how they teach it in the textbooks, Michael.
Passaic Valley here, finally seeing a little bit of momentum, but now it is 3rd down. It really comes down to this. If they want to make a good, if they want to sort of come back, I know it's only the first half, but like in this first half, if they want to come back, it has to start here.
I'd argue this is 4th down territory for the Hornets. I mean, a little too far for a kick, but too close to punt. So we'll see if that changes how they run these two plays.
Benvenuti back to pass, surveying, has nowhere to go. He's going to try and run for himself. No, he passes it, and it is short. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and medium coming up for the Hornets. So, like you said, Brandon, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here, if they do punt it away or if they go for it.
So Colin Murray was lined up on the top of your screen on the top of that defensive line. Now, he was unblocked, so the running back went in to block him. But Murray's able to get past that block and put pressure on the quarterback. If not, he's probably able to scramble and get the 1st down. So what an incredible play back-to-back for Colin Murray, able to get in that backfield. And that's what makes him a starting safety on this incredible Patriots defense.
So, like you said, Brandon, it was 4 down territory, and here is the Hornet offense now to attempt a huge 4th down. So, Benvenuti, and it looks like there's a little bit of miscommunication between Hulev and Romeo as Benvenuti rolling out to pass. The pass to Hulev, and a great tackle made by Troy Demikoff at the line of scrimmage. It's a turnover on downs, and the Patriots will have the ball.
That play call just screams a lack of confidence in their players from Passaic Valley. It's 4th and 5 or so. So throwing a quick check down doesn't really do you much good. I understand that he was on the run and under pressure, but you got to try something downfield. Troy Demikoff was right there for the tackle, and it didn't look like even when he caught it, he had any chance of getting to the sticks.
Yeah, I believe he was sort of looking for something down the field, but nothing really aroused. The great defense by Wayne Hills to sort of lock up the downfield, force him to get short, and then tackle him.
Yeah, so here's Hills back in offense, and James Wolf is back in at quarterback. He's going to line up under center here. Van Hook in motion, the sweep to Van Hook. Van Hook, a little bit of room on the sideline. He has a huge hole. Great block from St. Paul. Van Hook has the sideline, inside the 10, into the end zone. A huge run for David Van Hook, and this Patriots offense extends the lead 26-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, your September 2025 Wayne Hills Player of the Month, David Van Hook. He has just got that speed, and they run a jet sweep right there. So now all 3 of the big plays from this Patriots offense have been run plays. This contrasts with the big pass plays of previous games, but this new look Patriots offense looks just as good, if not better, than their counterparts.
And so May here now to attempt the extra point. Oh no, they're going for 2. Van Hook is into the end zone, and now it is 28-0. They usually line up like that every time on the extra points, but it looks like they actually went with that kind of play call there, and they get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
I love the play call there. Sort of, as you've said in the prior, that start of extra point formation looks very much like they're going for it. But I think obviously PV has watched the film. They know that they were going for an extra point, but they were wrong. Obviously the extra point did not go through earlier today, so they get that too to get them back where they need to be, 28-0.
Yeah, this Hornets team just does not have an answer on either side of the ball for this Patriots offense. They're playing with energy. They're playing with intensity. They're playing with anger after that loss to the Indians last week.
Yeah, I doubt this Patriots team is going to let up all game. They have a lot of pent-up rage for that close loss they had last week, which was just brutal You could tell it definitely affected the kids. But they are here and they are back, and they are not letting that loss define them or affect them in any way, as they have already put up 28 points in just about 20 minutes of play as the kick is off, and Benavuti will return it, and it's a very solid return. He's past the 35 and is brought down at the 38-yard line.
So on that last drive from PV, they had showed some decent offense. They got a couple first downs. They were able to get into their opponent's 30. But they need to sustain that until the end zone, and they need to do that consistently. They had that one play that it was a good throw rolling out to the right to Vincent Bernardi. We'll see if they throw his way a few more times tonight, because if so, they may actually have some success. Right now, they're not getting much of anywhere.
So here is the Hornets offense now. 1st and 10, pretty solid field position as they're at the 36-yard line. They need some sort of production here if they even want to make this game interesting. But it's another QB design run, and he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 1 there.
And you have to keep in mind, this PV team is 3-2. They are not a bad program. They just, I guess, are not feeling themselves today. Or this Wayne Hills team is just dominant.
I mean, it is a tough task to stop this Patriots team. They got so many playmakers on all sides of the ball. Some of those players do it on both sides, like David Van Hook and Braden Varay. Either way, it's very hard to contend with this Patriots team. And Hornets feel to be falling victim just like so many teams before.
So here's Hugh Lev in motion. Benavuti back to pass. Fires. And that is a complete pass. And that is a huge pickup for Vincent Berardi there, and that is a great play. And it surprises me that when they use their pass game and they give Benavuti time, he actually does a great job at getting the ball out, and he has delivered some very solid passes. So I'm surprised that this PV offense has not looked to use that pass game a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like the talent is there. It's just not really coming together today. You can see small flashes of these talented players making big plays for PV, but it's not clicking.
This Wayne Hill zone defense that they're playing is allowing him to have some time in the backfield, and right there it pays off because he was settled in the pocket, he was calm, and able to deliver that pass without pressure.
After the motion from Romeo, Benavuti's going to fire way downfield, and it is nearly intercepted by Ethan Zakarski.
That throw is just, I guess he didn't see the safety, Ethan Zaharski, right there, because that was straight into double coverage. Lucky that wasn't picked off. But at least he's throwing confidence. At least he's throwing the ball down the field. That's going to be key if Passaic Valley wants to at least get on the board in this first half.
He was looking for his receiver, sort of running towards the end zone. Zakarski maybe was blocked in his view by another receiver on the field that was running sort of in the line of the quarterback's vision. So I can see how that one ended up sort of slipping his eyes.
Yeah, so a 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Hornets. After the near interception, Benavuti's going to be back to pass again, but he's going to use his legs and run for it here. He has a little bit of room, breaking a couple tackles, and he's going to pick up the first down and move the chains for the Hornets.
Well, there's that QB run working again. They proved me wrong right there because this is one of the first times this has worked, and that shows why they might go to that play that often. But if they're only going to get success on that play 1 out of 8 times, then you got to wonder if they're going to keep throwing that. Now, on the last few drives, they've shown some solid movement throwing the ball. Now we'll see if they throw the ball more. But also by throwing the ball, you open up the run game, which had some success, having at least 2 20-yard runs to the running back level. So we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, Hugh Lev has proven himself on the run game, and Benavuti is just starting to prove himself with the pass game as he is back to pass once again here on first down. Rolling out, sensing a little bit of pressure. He's going to fire to the end zone, just short of the end zone, and that is incomplete for McVeigh. Hit him in the hands, and may even have hit him in the head. And it's going to bring up a 2nd down for the Hornets.
Yeah, McVeigh, it's a tough catch, but it was a good throw by the quarterback. He was able to put that on the money, and it's reasonable that he didn't catch that. I mean, there was a lot of pressure on all sides.
McVeigh, the receiver, is listed as a sophomore. So it's cool to see that he is on the field there. It seemed like that ball, it might have looked like a drop, but I believe the defenders did get a hand in on there. And Passaic Valley will call a timeout. 4:55 remaining on the clock, 28-0 Wayne Hills.
Yeah, so PV just wants to talk things over. This is almost a must-score situation for them if they want to keep this game competitive. Because even though 28-0 is, possible for a comeback, it is a very steep hill to climb for any team, no matter the team. And it's going to be interesting to see, how they can bounce back, even on defense, because their defense has just looked stagnant against this Patriots offense.
Yeah, they've struggled on both sides of the ball, to be frank. And it's just looking like these teams are not evenly matched. Wayne Hills has been absolutely dominant on all sides of the ball tonight, which is interesting because they've put together some solid drives. I'd argue the score's a lot closer than the scoreboard makes it out to seem. PV has played better than Kennedy. They've played better than Caldwell in this first half. They look like a competitive football team, just unable to get the pieces together to get the ball in the end zone.
If Caldwell were to get a field goal here, it would be most likely 28-3 at half, and you all know that's a dangerous comeback score.
So here is the Hornets now at the 25-yard line. 2nd and 10 coming up. Benvenuti rolling out a little bit of play action here. Sensing pressure is going to lob one to the end zone, and his receiver, Berardi, does a great job batting that down. It could have been nearly intercepted by Vasilopoulos there.
Yeah, Berardi and Vasilopoulos getting a little hand fighting in, and Vasilopoulos with just incredible coverage on that, able to knock the ball away and forces a 3rd and long just outside of the red zone for the Hornets.
So 3rd and 10 coming up for the Hornets. It will be interesting to see if they are in 4-down territory again. We haven't seen their kicker kick any extra points or anything yet, so it'll be interesting to see if he has the range for this type of kick. But even then, they do need the touchdown and the points to remain in this game. As here is Benvenuti and Romeo in the backfield. Benvenuti is going to fire. It's short, and it's intercepted by Zaharski. Zaharski has the sideline, and he is pushed out of bounds, but a huge play by the Wayne Hills defense.
Yeah, that was just not a good throw. Weak and just completely underthrows his receiver. Zaharski did not have to move at all. Went right into his hands. And now Wayne Hills gets the ball with 4:35 remaining in the second quarter.
Zaharski was looking for that interception earlier. Was dropped. He makes up for it here. He gets it and takes it back. He's been making plays on offense, now defense. Great game for him so far, rivaling his, I believe it was West Essex game with the 4 touchdowns.
I mean, what can't Ethan Zaharski do? As you said, Owen, offense, defense. He can get interceptions. He can catch 60-yard passes. He can run 60 yards. It is so difficult to stop him. It's so difficult to stop David Van Hook. And that's why you can't fully blame PVV. They just happen to run into a very good opponent.
Wolf alone in the shotgun. He's dropping back to pass. He thinks about the throw, and he's dancing in the pocket a little bit and is eventually brought down after a gain of about 2 there. But it's interesting to see here, they have gone with Wolf on every offensive possession, so it really makes you think whether they don't want to play Fitzsimmons in case he aggravates that wrist. We did see him injure his hand or his wrist against Wayne Valley after taking a pretty big hit. So it's interesting to see that they keep going to Wolf here on offense.
Well, it's worked very well for them so far, Michael.
There is Wolf and Rappaport now in the backfield. 2nd and 8. Wolf, the handoff to Rappaport. Rappaport, a little bit of pressure in the backfield, but escapes and is going to pick up a gain of about 5 there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Patriots.
I mean, this Patriots offense fits the 3rd down, but they've successfully converted every single one of them so far. I wonder if we'll see Chris Bagliaga on the out route like we've seen a few times. Maybe we'll see some action to Zaharski. I'm sorry, I believe Rapport is on the field. Maybe we'll see some action to Rapport, but either way, PV needs to dial up an answer that they haven't had so far.
So here's Wolf now, the handoff to Rappaport. Rappaport escapes a tackle, but is eventually brought down, and I believe he is going to be just short of that 1st down marker 4th and 1 coming up for the Patriots, and their offense is staying on the field.
Yeah, James Wolf looks to be walking off the field right there, but instead they go no huddle.
Wolf the handoff to Rappaport. He escapes and picks up the first down and a lot more. That's a first down pickup for Evan Rappaport, and Wayne Hills moves the chains.
It almost looked like he got away from the pressure there for a second. Scary run by Evan Rappaport. He got into that second layer of defense. He's known to be a bruiser running back, just running over people, stiff arms, trucks, broken tackles, and he displays it there.
We haven't seen a performance from Evan Rappaport since that game against Nutley, which he had an incredible game, and he is just showing his dominance on the field tonight.
So Wolf fakes the handoff and is going to throw for Van Hook, who makes the leaping grab. And that is going to be another first down for Wayne Hills. They are knocking on the door, potentially trying to pick up their 5th touchdown of the night.
Yeah, a slight underthrow from James Wolf right there. Maybe could have had David Van Hook open for the touchdown on the go route. But right there, he's able to get some yardage regardless. And now this Patriots team is set up in the red zone with about 2:30 left in this first half. And they should be in no hurry to snap the ball.
Yeah, plenty of time for the Patriots here to punch one more in before halftime, as Wolf and Rappaport are in the backfield. Wolf fakes the handoff and is going to throw quickly to St. Paul, and he is into the end zone, and he picks up his 2nd touchdown of the night, and it is now 34-0 for the Patriots.
Yeah, that is a huge hit from Chase Reynolds from Passaic Valley. He leveled St. Paul, but he is able to hold on to the ball. And St. Paul has just incredible ball control, incredible speed. He is a great player for this Wayne Hills offense. And now that he's healthy again, after missing a couple games, it just makes this offense, gives it a whole new layer.
Yeah, ever since he came back from that injury, he has scored 4 touchdowns.
He's been making up for lost time, to say the least.
Yeah, so here is May to attempt the field goal, the extra point, and he hits it. 35-0 for the Patriots. 2 minutes here to go in this first half, and not a lot of time for the Hornets to try and punch and put their name on the scorecard before the first half ends.
PV does have some time here to mount a drive. 2 minutes, 8 seconds. That's plenty of time to lead a drive down the field. Unfortunately, they haven't so far. The last 2 drives, they showed some success. They've gotten the ball to the 30-yard line, but both times just unable to finish the deal. Now we'll see on limited time if they can finally get into the end zone, which has eluded them so much tonight.
It seems like the end zone is just running away from Passaic Valley. They get close, interception, stopped 4th down conversion. They're so close, they just can't finish the drives.
So here is May to give the ball back to the Hornets. And it most likely will be the last possession of the first half. As May, it's a high kick to Benvuti, who will return it from inside the 10. Stops and stutters at the 25, and it's brought down at the 27-yard line. And Passaic Valley will have a considerable amount of room to make up in just 2 minutes if they want to put their name on the scoreboard.
Yeah, just a little under 2 minutes to go here. And Passaic Valley, they got to do what they've done in these last 2 drives. They've played well. They should go back to the throws, on the run, look for Vincent Berardi down the field. If they can do that, then they can maybe put some points up before halftime.
So that is a run play by, I believe, Hulev, and he's going to go nowhere. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for the Hornets.
Yeah, if they're trying to get down the field quickly, a run play is not the way to do that. Maybe they're just trying to waste some time before the half here and just go into halftime down 35, because they don't look in much of a rush at all, Michael.
Yeah, they are not in any rush as they are just letting this clock run, even though they do have 2 timeouts. They may be waving the white flag in some sort of way as that is Hulev taking the snap, and he's going to stumble down after a pickup of about 5 there.
Good thing that was a run play for Wayne Hills, because I believe Van Hook was covering 2 receivers. I was looking at that. Little surprising, but Van Hook was on both of your, I believe it is your, the sideline near us. There was 2 receivers. One was unguarded.
And so a 3rd and about 5 for the Hornets. So it's going to be interesting to see here. They're definitely going to have to punt. They do not want to give the ball back to the Patriots with such great field position and have them score 6 touchdowns in the first half. But here's Ben Vuti back to pass. He's going to run for it himself, escaping, breaks a couple tackles, and he's going to get the first down and extend this drive a little bit longer for the Hornets. But it may tick down the time here in the first half.
I believe, never mind, they're going to run the clock. Going into the halftime down 35 will mean there is a running clock in the second half. So by not attempting to at least get a field goal, they're essentially surrendering to this Patriots team who has had an outstanding first half. I mean, firing at all cylinders. Ethan Zaharsky getting involved. Evan Rapport getting involved. David Van Hook. Cherno St. Paul with 2 touchdowns. I mean, there's not many bad things you could say about this Patriots team tonight. They have played off the charts, and they are looking much better than they did last week against the Indians.
Yeah, so a huge first half for the Patriots as they scored 5 touchdowns. Everyone getting a little bit of that love. It's 35-0. Owen, what are you looking to see from either team here in the second half?
Well, for Passaic Valley, I'm hoping to see them finish off their drives, either field goal or end zone. Like I said before, in the opponent's half, there was a stopped 4th down conversion and an interception. They're so close to just getting to the end zone. It honestly just hurts because, like, they could be getting points on the board 35-0. It doesn't seem like 35-0. And I know, Brandon, you said that a little bit before. It seems not too much closer, but it seems a little bit closer than that, as I feel like it shouldn't be a shutout.
Well, that's about it for the first half. 35-0 for the Patriots. Second half action when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band. They are 54 strong with 45 musicians and 9 color guards. Under the direction of Annie Pascal. Band officers are drum majors Fernando Benito and Skylar Maxwell. Drum captain Zoe Twitter. Pit captain Jason Shulman. Drum captains Lexi Bogales and Delaney DeRusso. President Audrey Marlin. Vice President Mia Guzman. Secretary Delaney DeRusso. Publicity Sadie Valencia. Librarian Zoe Brenner. Guru Paskin. Leach and Maria Bolton, recruiting officer Julia Hertzko, the football managers Whitehall Martin, Rosie Brown, Dylan Zapata, and Preston Lane. manager Daniel Colton. Rookie representative Dean Passaic. Their repertoire this evening, a hero's journey. The call to adventure. The quest begins. The trial of strength and the triumph. The Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band.
Next event goes chopped.
discovered light within the darkness. The journey is over, but the legend has just begun.
Passaic Valley band, as well as the Passaic Valley cheerleaders and the Wayne Hills cheerleaders. welcome the Wayne Hills Patriot varsity cheerleaders. Ladies and gentlemen, an appropriate round of applause for the Wayne Hills Patriot cheerleaders. The 50-50 this evening, $340. The winning number, 649. 835 649 835 for $340. Again, the winning ticket is 649 835.
That's all you need. Teams are coming back out.
Benvenuti and Kuliev will are deep to return the kickoff by May.
Welcome back for the second half of action as we are ready to get things underway as May will kick it off to the Hornets, and it's a huge kick into the end zone. Before we start the second half, though, we would like to take a brief moment to thank our sponsors. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the following: Catalyst Performance and Rehab. Catalyst was created to bridge the gap between rehabilitation and performance training, giving you the most comprehensive approach to your health. Check out our new location in Oakland, New Jersey, Catalyst Loft, offering yoga and Pilate group classes, massage therapy, chirotherapy, and rehab. And The Grove. For all your catering and special event needs, call 973-239-0270. A luxury New Jersey wedding venue for your unique love story. On one of the biggest days of your life, you'll be focused on each other. We'll only be focused on you and only you. And by Alliance Performance, the official performance and recovery sponsor of Wayne Hills football, helping our athletes stay strong, recover fast, and play their best. Alliance Performance, where champions are made. So here is Passaic Valley, and it's going to be Benevuto who is going to be on the QB sneak, and he is brought down after a gain of about 2, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Hornets here.
Yeah, we saw a really strong first half there from Wayne Hills on both sides of the ball. You know, their offense was unstoppable. I don't even know if they punted once. They've scored 7 touchdowns to Passaic Valley 0. I mean, this is just pure domination, and we've seen it from Hills before, but I don't know if I was expecting it to be of this magnitude.
Yeah, Passaic Valley's offense has shown a lot of weakness here today. As here's Benavuti back to pass. He's going to fire one, and that is a completed pass for Berardi. And they're going to pick up the first down, and Passaic Valley moves the chains.
Yeah, nice play there by quarterback Benvenuti. We've seen he's kind of struggled throwing the ball, but it's nice that he's gotten on the right. He's on the right track here in the second half, though it may be too late.
Yeah, so a running clock here in the second half. So this third quarter will tend to move a little bit quicker. Benvenuti, the handoff. He's going to reverse field and go nowhere. That is going to be a loss of about 3 there for the Hornets.
Yeah, looks like Passaic Valley here. They just don't have any answers. I don't know if it's an offensive issue or the Wayne Hills defense is just that good. I think it's a mix of both. And, it just seems like they're completely lost tonight, whether it's having a wide receiver as your quarterback or whether it's just not having a competent offense. I think it's just a little bit of everything right now.
So second and long coming up for the Hornets. They really are just looking to get at least one score on the board here. Benvenuti back to pass. He's going to fire one way downfield. He was looking for Berardi, and he just overthrew him a little bit there. Wasn't a terrible pass, but not a completed pass. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 11 now for the Hornets.
Yeah, good defense there by Ethan Zarkarski. Just didn't really give him a chance. And now Passaic Valley facing a 3rd and long. And, I think they are just defeated as a team. We talk about momentum a lot, how Wayne Hills kind of built up their own momentum, and I think that also brought down Passaic Valley's. It's a running clock, and there's not a huge storyline to this game other than Wayne Hills is just killing them.
Yeah, so 3rd and long coming up for the Hornets. 7.5 minutes just about to go here in this third quarter. And Benvenuti's going to run for it himself, but a great play is made by the Wayne Hills secondary and Ethan Zaharski. It's going to be a gain of only about 5 there, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Ethan Zaharski may not be the biggest guy on the field, but still, I mean, his presence is literally known every time every time he's in for a snap. His presence is known, whether it's on offense or defense, whether it's taking a check down 60 yards to the house, or it's on defense, having a pretty strong tackle like that. I mean, he's just really impressive. And to think that he's only a sophomore right now, he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
And so the Hornets will have to punt the ball back to the Patriots. I mean, they really would have nothing to lose here. And the punter will fumble the snap, but will get it off nonetheless. And it's a very solid punt, and that is going to dribble inside the 15-yard line. And the Patriots will have the ball with 6.5 minutes here to go in this third quarter.
That punt started off not the best with a failed snap to way too low, bobbling it, but it ends up being pretty successful, pinning them around the 15-yard line.
So here is the Patriot offense now taking the fields. You know, this is probably going to be an opportunity for the Patriots to get some new looks with some different guys, some different receivers, and some different running backs. But James Wolf is still the recurring face in at quarterback, as he will be positioned in the backfield. Wolf takes the snap. The handoff to Carter Jones. He's going to reverse field a little bit. And a little gain there. And it's going to be a gain of about 3 for Jones.
I was talking to CJ Puglisi before the game. He said he was really hoping to get into this one. And at this score right now, it looks like he might be able to get in.
Yeah, maybe true. Here is Wolf and Jones in the backfield. Wolf, another handoff to Jones, and he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of about 4 or 5 there for the Patriots. That's going to bring up 3rd down. The Patriots are in no rush to try and get another touchdown here, as we are already within 5 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. Wolf and Puglisi are in the backfield. Wolf, the handoff to Puglisi, and he's not going to get much there. A gain of about 1, if any.
If there's one great part about a game like this, it's that people get to play. They don't usually play as much. It really helps development. It helps these players get varsity touches that they wouldn't usually get. It's a very good thing that these players get to receive.
Yeah, so the Patriots will punt the ball to PV, and with this punt, PV may have the best field position they will have all game. So Van Hook, the punt is pretty short, and it's going to bounce down at the 40-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
I believe it was. I'm not sure who it was on, but I did see a Wayne Hills player get pulled to the ground. I'm not sure if it was started by somebody.
Yeah, my guess is either. My guess would be unnecessary roughness on Passaic Valley, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it does seem like they are pushed back a little bit, so I'm assuming that was a penalty.
Yeah, you know, in a game like this, when tensions are so high and when you're down by that much, these players don't know how to control themselves always. But it looks to be on Passaic Valley.
Yeah, it will be on Passaic Valley. It's just a very silly mistake to make, you know. You have good field position. You haven't scored all night. You want to have at least something to look at film and be like, all right, that was a good touchdown pass by Benavuti. But, you know, that's now something that's going to be a little bit harder for the Hornets to obtain now, as they are pushed back behind midfield into their own territory. 2.5 minutes here to go in this 3rd quarter. The handoff. That is Halouv, who is going to run out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Nice run there for the Hornets after not really having a very competent offense. But like Michael mentioned earlier, it's a running clock. I mean, we're already down to 2 minutes, and I think, you know, at this point, the Hornets, their only goal tonight is just not to let this get even more out of hand. Let's not lose by 50. Let's only lose by 30. But, you know, they're going to have to pick it up here. We've seen a similar game when Wayne Hills played Caldwell, so we'll see if they have the same approach.
Benavuti is going to run for it himself, and he is brought down after a gain of about 4 there. Yeah, I am a strong believer in momentum shifting and momentum just carrying through games. So, you know, you don't want to have your offense be so stale and stagnant that, you know, you're going into, you know, next week after not scoring at all. You know, you want to have something to look back on, something to you know, view as something you did right during the game.
And I think it's fair to say that Passaic Valley isn't really confident in their chances to come back here, not really playing with a sense of urgency, which, you know, I can't blame them for. You're down to 5 touchdowns, and you haven't scored one all night.
So the handoff to Hulev, and he does a great job reversing field, and he is going to pick up the 1st down he is one position tonight that, you can look at and be like, yeah, he had a solid game, despite, not as much offensive production. They haven't scored, but he has been a factor for them here on offense.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. The Hornets' offense tonight has been very, very poor, but Hulev, the running back for them, has been pretty good on kind of these jet sweeps, and he's gotten some pretty decent gains, especially in that first quarter. We saw a nice first play to him.
So here is Benvenuti. He's going to roll out a little bit of play action here. He is going to fire, and that is a completed pass to Berardi.
Yeah, there's a very clean play right there. And like Mike said, this clock is going to be running quickly already at the end of the third quarter.
So that's going to do it for the third quarter. And right before we head to the fourth quarter, we'd like to thank our sponsors. So tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the following: Catalyst Performance and Rehab. Catalyst was created to bridge the gap between rehabilitation and performance training, giving you the most comprehensive approach to your health. Check out our new location in Oakland, New Jersey, Catalyst Loft, offering yoga and pilates group classes, massage therapy, chirotherapy, and rehab. And The Grove, for all your catering and special event needs, call 973-239-0270. A luxury New Jersey wedding venue for your unique love story. On the biggest day of your life, you'll be focused on each other. We'll be focused on you and only you. And by Alliance Performance, the official performance and recovery sponsor of Wayne Hills football, helping our athletes stay strong, recover fast, and play their best. Alliance Performance, where champions are made.
So Passaic Valley has the ball here inside the Wayne Hills 10, their first red zone opportunity of tonight's matchup. And, I mean, this game has just not been close, but it would be great for PV to just get something on the board. A reminder that Hills is still not allowed a point at home this year. As the ball is snapped, he rushes into the end zone for the touchdown. That was quarterback Dante Benavuti, and Passaic Valley finally gets on the board in the fourth quarter. So now they get some points, maybe just for pride, but it makes a difference. What do you guys think?
I like to call it fantasy football points. This late in the game, sort of meaningless. You really just looking to get those statistics and get those points late.
I like the way you described that, Owen.
So the extra point goes through by Anthony Bagnulo as the clock continues to run. A reminder that it is a running clock, as now Wayne Hills will receive the kickoff as PV will kick it away. I mean, this game has just not been close. In this second half, Wayne Hills maybe taking their foot off the pedal a little bit. I mean, just haven't seen quite the same velocity, firepower in the first, but they don't need that. They can just run out the clock because they have won this game in the first half, and they have just played incredible. David Van Hook, Ethan Zaharsky, James Wolf, Braden Varay, Evan Rappaport. So many players are just Cherno St. Paul. So many players are just doing their jobs incredibly on this team, and it has been a spectacle to watch both today and all year long. And this football team, they only won 2 games 2 years ago, and they've come a long way since.
Yeah, definitely a long way. I remember watching these games last year, not even close to how entertaining and impressive as it is this year. What a jump by Wayne Hills.
Yeah, they just get better by the years.
So here to kick it away is Benavuti. And that one will trickle into the back of the end zone. So Wayne Hills will get it here. You got to assume they're just going to run the ball. No point testing Wolf's arm at this point in the game with the game already set. As this Passaic Valley defense, I mean, they haven't allowed any points in the second half, but they have just not been able to stop Wayne Hills at all, any stretch of the imagination tonight.
Yeah, if Wayne Hills was still having their starters in, going full force, I do believe there would be more points on the board. They're kind of giving the mercy out. They're not really trying as hard.
Yeah, they could definitely give it their 100% right now.
Well, I wouldn't say they're not trying as hard. I think every player on the field is still giving their 100%, but they're not maybe taking as many aggressive plays or deep passes. But you better believe that every player is still trying their absolute hardest out on the field. They work hard. They're not going to take a play off. So here's Wolf Puglisi in the backfield, just letting the clock run down at this point. As they clear him to start the play. So snap to Wolf, hands it to Puglisi as expected. Completely wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. As now it'll be 2nd and 10 for about no gain.
The defense here is definitely expecting run late like this. It's very easy to counter run when you're 100% going run defense. Just putting on all their D linemen, maybe people that aren't getting as much playing time usually, just letting them get the reps and the statistics that they like to see.
Yeah, I agree, Owen. Maybe there will be some kind of comeback eventually, but probably not.
I mean, I don't think they're coming back from this one, Adam. This game seems pretty set in stone as
Brandon Stone.
As Puglisi is in the backfield for 2nd down. Letting the play clock run down as much as possible. Hand off to Puglisi. Tries to make a move. Maybe gets the ball to about 2 or 3 yards. This will force 3rd and about 7. Puglisi's, well, with all the big wins this season, Puglisi's gotten a lot of playing time. He may not be a starter, but he's definitely shown some solid plays. He scored a few touchdowns. You know, he is going to be a great player in the future for this Wayne Hills offense, as this team is just loaded with young talents. I mean, Ethan Zaharski only a sophomore. Evan Rapport still has another year. He's a junior. Trino St. Paul a junior. I mean, it's just hard to fathom just how good this team is right now and will be in the coming years with all this talent. So now I formation right here as Puglisi behind Wolf. Delayed handoff to Puglisi is wrapped up in the backfield by Passaic Valley. I believe that was Talon Napoli on that play. I mean, he just got his way into the backfield, and now Patriots will punt it away. So this Passaic Valley offense is going to get another shot out there. Maybe get another touchdown on the board, make it 35-14, and that looks like a much more respectable score. While this 35-0 halftime score makes it seem like a huge deficit, Passaic Valley has put together some solid drives as Van Hook skies this one away. As he drops the ball and able to hop back on it, Dennis McVeigh.
You can't really fumble the ball like that. Obviously, it's too late in the game for them to look back at film and say, oh, this was a deciding factor of the game. This is a real problem. Because it really wasn't. This game's over. He's probably just not fully in his zone. That's probably the sort of cause for that mistake there.
Seems like Valley could be losing some hope due to the scoreboard.
So now Passaic Valley gets the ball again. And this game is just not close. As I've mentioned so many times, I hate to reiterate the same point, but you got to wonder if they'll just try to play for pride out here. So the handoff to Venning Jones maybe gets about to 5 or 6 right there. They've had some solid plays for this offense. tonight. They've got a few runs. Their running back, Lyland, has gotten some plays. Huvel, I'm sorry, his name is. And he's made some 20-plus yard runs. It's just they've struggled to put the stuff together that's needed to get the win. And this score is the manifestation of that.
Here's the snap here by Passaic Valley. The running back taking it up past the second layer and a first down past the 50. Pretty good run there.
Yeah, another successful run. I believe that was Venning Jones again for Passaic Valley. They've stacked together some of these runs throughout the game. It's not like it was Kennedy game where they just struggled to get past the line of scrimmage. They've put together some decent drives, but it's been a combination of just not being able to get enough on offense and this Wayne Hills offense just completely dominating their defense and demoralizing them.
Here is Passaic Valley snapping the ball. He gives it another handoff. The running back is taking it past the second defenders, and he should be gone. Yet no one will catch him, and he is into the end zone to sort of get this game looking a little bit better. Not going to have too much influence in this game overall.
I mean, a solid run right there from Vennick Jones. He's had a very good drive, getting every single yard on this drive, in fact, going almost 70 yards to the end zone. It's been impressive, and he hasn't been seen much earlier in the game. Obviously, Wayne Hill's not playing with their starters out there, but you got to wonder, if Passaic Valley worked him in a little earlier, the score might be a little different. You never know.
I agree, Brandon. Like you said before, those first two quarters just weren't close for Passaic Valley.
The extra point here. It's up and good. 35-14. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on a running clock. Next possession should be the final possession. Most likely just 4 runs out and then maybe even some kneels. This game is all but over.
I mean, when you get the running clock, obviously going down 35-0 in any level of football is almost impossible, if not impossible, to come back. But the running clock solidifies that. When you're down 35, more than 33 at the half, you just can't score that many points. And even if not for the running clock, though, this Wayne Hills team has just been much too dominant to allow for any sort of comeback for Passaic Valley.
Here is David Van Hook and Cherno St. Paul deep to return. Also back there, they have Ethan Zakarski sort of on a second layer. Looks like Cherno will be most likely getting the return. Here is the kick. It's up, and they're going to let this one bounce. Oh, it bounces back. That was a wonderful kickoff. The 1 yard line. Cherno will go down at the 11. What a kickoff.
I mean, that's true, but at this point in the game, simply playing for pride. But PV's had some solid signs in this one, and obviously they don't want to repeat this performance, but there's some good things to take away. There's just a lot of stuff they have to work on, especially just coordinating this offense, being able to sustain drives, being able to put play after play after play together. They've had a few good plays, but the next few plays have always made that so they have to either punt or turn the ball over or something of that accord.
I believe that this game is over. The team's lining up. The clock is running out.
Yeah, with 20 seconds left. Seems like this game's going to go to Hills.
Yep, this game is over.
I definitely agree with that, Adam. I don't think. Yeah. I think this game is indeed going to Hills. And I've talked about Passaic Valley a lot tonight, but once again, this Wayne Hills team is just so incredible. They came back and rebounded from a horrible loss last week at Wayne Valley, and they have just balled out tonight. Every single player has played incredible. The offensive line blocking great. Defensive line putting pressure. A few interceptions. I mean, there's just so little you can say that's not to like about this Wayne Hills team.
Yeah, biggest game of the season last week, and what a comeback Hills has made tonight, winning 35-14.
Well, that wraps it up once again. Tonight's final score, 35-14, Wayne Hills with the dominant win. We will see you next week as the Patriots travel down 208 South to Route 4 East on to Old Tappan to battle the unbeaten Golden Knights of Old Tappan. Before we say goodnight, we would like to thank our amazing crew on the cameras, Chad Thompson, Liam O'Glaughlin, Jason Tusha, Caitlin Paconis, Kevin Shannon, and Jacob Collin. In the trailer, Sophia Salska, Halima Gabber, and Keanu Kamara. So on behalf of the entire Wayne Hills TV crew, good night, and we will see you next week in Old Tappan.